Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. We want to be respectful of your time, so we want to start really at 3:30 like we have promoted this webinar. I am Daniela Orozco Cole, CTE Program Manager with the Florida Advanced Technological Education Center, which is known also as FLATE. Today, you will learn about some of the resources available to help you to prepare for student events and celebrate Manufacturing Month all year around. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them in the chat box. I believe it's in your right side. You can see the little chat sign, and then we will be taking care of those at the end of the session. There will be a recorded version of this webinar and all materials presented during this session and available on our websites. Teresa will be typing that in the chat box for all of us to take notes. Next, Teresa. Our FLATE team, for those of you that know FLATE team, we have Ernie Friend, which unfortunately is in another conference and has been having difficulties to join us at the meeting. He's our executive director. Dr. Marilyn Barger, our senior educational advisor, and Teresa Potter, which is also here. She is our community manager and community engagement manager. Next one. For today's webinar, we will start with FLATE, what we do, our mission, for those of you that don't know well what we do under our new grant. Also, we will focus our topic in celebrating manufacturing year all year around, opportunities to engage, some of the resources, that's the main topic, resources available for you so you're aware of what we have and how can we help, reporting, and we will end our session with Q&A. Next one. FLATE stands, like already mentioned, as the Advanced Technological Education Center. Originally was funded by the National Science Foundation. There were many years of success, and now is one of the few or only center actually in the United States that has been able to sustain. And we are now partially funded by the Florida Department of Education. Also, we are part of Florida Makes. For those of you that do not know, Florida Makes is the official representative of the Manufacturing Extension Partnership, also known as MAP. Is the national network and the representative of the state of Florida. Next. Our mission, basically, as you know, part of MAP, is to strengthen and improve the future of the technician education through curriculum reform, professional development, as well as developing the STEM pipelines. That's our main focus of our work. We have 4 lines of work. Curriculum, we check curriculum together with the Department of Education, keep updating our curriculum. We also take your contributions and do annual surveys to be constantly up to date with technology and skills required. We also work in educator professional development, outreach and student recruitment, and technician education research. Next one. Some opportunities to engage in this from the industry perspective. I don't know if any of you are from the industry. I don't know if Hernan Anderson or Chris are, but just in case it's any industry representative here, some of the opportunity to engage that we can help to connect, and FLATE is there for that, is to provide work-based learning opportunities for educators as well as for students in terms of internships or apprenticeships. We have a chat question. Okay, I'm sorry about that. You're just reading the chat, I got distracted. The industry or manufacturers companies can also visit classrooms, help, either high school, middle school, or post-secondary to promote manufacturing STEM careers and offer, a real, let's say, promotion and outreach of what the life and career paths can have. Can be virtual or in person. In addition to that, any of you can participate as a judge in local and regional state STEM manufacturing competitions. We work together with TSA, Skills USA, and First Robotics, and many other competitions and student organizations. We are there to support those too. And last but not least, which is the topic of today, host and participate in Manufacturing Month events. Next. Our support, in this case, towards educators and industry, like I mentioned to you, we are here to connect, let's put it in that way. We are the bridge to connect industry and education. We can provide information about any engineering, technology, or manufacturing related career, whether it's high school, 2-year degrees, college, universities, all the variety programs. We are here to help and connect with faculty or let you know where and how you can connect with these programs. We also provide resources to help prepare for manufacturing outreach event. Next one. And the topic of today, obviously, to celebrate Manufacturing Month. So usually the official day is the first Friday of October. This year is October 7th, which is approaching very, very quick. Hopefully no hurricanes is gonna disturb our official day of manufacturing. But in Florida, we decided to celebrate Manufacturing Month all year around, and that's what we are here for. The theme for this year is making manufacturing careers. And next slide includes the goals. For those of you that do not know or not familiar, basically the Manufacturing Month or events are opening the doors for the community, students, parents, educators, so they are aware of what real manufacturing and STEM careers paths available are, basically inspire the next generation of manufacturers and technicians in this country and change the perception that they have that is not fun or a dirty career. Basically encourage, and that's what we're doing today, trying to call your attention and encourage you to be part of this great event by participating in many, many options that we're going to talk about next. Before we talk about what type of opportunities there are for you to participate, I want to show you the impact. Since 2013, FLATE has been collecting data very, very hard together with the partners, regional manufacturing associations, education organizations, Career Source Florida, many, many partners have been working together. And this is the data. Since 2013, more than over 31,000 students have been participating in these events. 2,000, a little over 2,000 educators also have been participating in more than 1,000 manufacturing student tours. These are just tours, but this year, like I mentioned earlier, is open up to many other events because not only during tours, you can promote these careers. So we are hoping a greater impact now that we have covering all year around with more events. Next one. And now Teresa is going to continue talking about what type of events you can participate, and we will like to know or hear from you what you know about that, or what experience do you have. Teresa, please continue.
Good afternoon. So there are quite a few different Manufacturing Month student events, and since the pandemic happened, they've been expanded to include even more ideas. So we'll go over a few of those today. And while I'm talking, if you have participated in a Manufacturing Day or Month student event in the past, could you go ahead and put that in the chat so that we have some idea of our audience, how you participated in the past. Before the pandemic, almost all of the student events were in-person tours to manufacturing facilities. And those are still our most popular activity. We have over 60 already planned for this year. We are celebrating Manufacturing Month year-round now, so they aren't just happening next month in October, but we do have a lot planned for October, and many planned for November, and they can be planned through into the spring. If you're just learning about this now and you know you can't put something together and get a bus or a field trip together for October, that was exactly the reason why we started celebrating it year-round, because we know that one month may not work great for an educator, another month might. So in person are really the best way for students to see with their own eyes the careers that are out there, and the types of manufacturers that might be right in their neighborhood. But now there are also a lot of virtual tours, and those can be handled in a lot of different ways. It can be just a virtual tour that a company provides, but a lot of people couple that with a live Zoom session in their classroom where somebody from the company can answer live Q&A for the students after they watch a tour of the facility. We have a lot of job and career fairs, industry expos, not just school-wide manufacturing events. A lot of times those are done virtually. We have Polk County is one that does it every year. They will have multiple manufacturers. This year so far, they have 10 manufacturers signed up. And throughout a 3-hour period, each one of those manufacturers will show a piece of what they do in their facility and the types of careers that they have there. And so far, there are over 18 schools in Polk County signed up to participate in that virtual event. So school-wide manufacturing events, individual classroom presentations, whether virtual or in person. And we also have some student competitions. Danielle mentioned some of them that FLATE participates in, but for Manufacturing Month, we have several partners that are doing competitions where students are doing something specific to manufacturing, and there are awards for that. So if you have participated in the past, put that in the chat. This is usually for people who are new to this, so it might be that nobody has. And we'll go over some of where you get started. So we've talked a little bit about who all is involved in this. So FLATE, we like to connect people. So if at any point in time you're not sure who to contact, you can always reach out to us and we can direct you in the right place. But right at the center of this, you will see RMA, or that stands for Regional Manufacturing Association. And we'll give you, there'll be a link on a slide and we'll put it in the chat to the page that shows you all of those. And that is usually the central coordinator for Manufacturing Month. So we have 14 regional manufacturing associations across the state of Florida. So there's one for your region. And if you're an educator, you can reach out to them and they can put you in touch with manufacturer near your school to set something up. And if you're a manufacturer or in industry, you can reach out to them. If you're already a member of the Regional Manufacturing Association, that's great. If you're not, you can talk to them about being a member, or specifically just about doing tours, or being more involved in manufacturing education with our educators and our students. And then we can connect from there to all of the other partners that work hard to get our students out to the facilities. So sometimes it might be directly through the CTE coordinator at a school district. We have vendors and suppliers that sponsor events, or the manufacturer themselves. One of our manufacturers is working right now to create t-shirts for the students that are coming to their facility this year. We have a lot of professional organizations that work on this. Career Source works directly with many Manufacturing Month events, but they work directly with a lot of our state colleges to do career fairs and job fairs at our 2-year state colleges across the state. Individuals can do this, individual companies that are not manufacturers. So we have a lot of people working hard to get a lot of our students out there working, learning about manufacturing careers. These are our regional manufacturing associations across the state. So if you go to the website that Danielle dropped in the chat, so here on the screen as well, you can see which region covers yours, and it has the contact information for the person that you would contact in that area. So resources, once you've made contact with the person, then you also probably want resources to plan for your event. So we have our madeinflorida.org website is intended, the entire website is intended to increase student awareness of and interest in the field of STEM and manufacturing and all of the careers it represents. So all of the resources on this website are focused on manufacturing education, particularly in the state of Florida. So there, if students go under the student section, there's resources specifically directed at students, telling them about careers in the field and some of the manufacturers in the state. But on the madeinflorida.org website that we want to mention for today is the landing page for Manufacturing Day. So right on the madeinflorida.org site, if you click on the MFG 2022 logo, it takes you right to the Manufacturing Day landing page. And this is where all of the resources are housed that can help you with getting students interested in this event or just setting up the event. So if you want to send, create a flyer or send something out through email, this is where we have the MFG 2022 logos. If you want to print a flyer to share with the students, we have flyers in here that explain what manufacturing is, some of the types of careers that are in manufacturing. We also have a flyer that we call the Florida Job Journey that talks about specific careers in manufacturing and how much money you can make in each of those careers, starting with right out of high school, and then careers that require a little bit more experience or a little bit more education, and then the ones that require even a little bit more experience than that and more education than that. And it gives students some very specific real world examples of what the careers and salaries are in this industry. So those are promotional materials. We also include a video, what is made in your backyard, which is broken down by region. So you can show that to students and just the piece of it that is in your region. If you want to show them manufacturers that are right in their area, is being made in that area. We make a lot of things in the state of Florida. A lot of people don't think of Florida as being a place where we make things, but there are manufacturers all across our state, and this gives you an inside look of some of those manufacturers. We also have a FLATE wiki where we keep resources specifically for educators and specifically for hosts, but the landing page will link you to that. So if you click on the FLATE resources for educators or the FLATE resources for hosts, if you're a manufacturer on the line, it gives you information that you need to prepare for your student event. We also, here's a better picture of what you'll see there for what is made in your backyard. These are the lesson plans for educators. When you click on that resources for educators, it will take you to this and it'll break it down to lessons that you can use in your class, be coupled with your student event. The presentation, the student presentation that's on here can be used by either educators or industry, and it can be customized. If you would like help from FLATE to customize it for the manufacturers in your area, we are happy to help with that. There are examples of manufacturers built into the presentation with specific jobs and careers that they hire for, but we can narrow that to your specific area to make it more interesting for your students if you'd like help with that. There we go. And then also on there is the FLATE guide for student industry tours. That gives a lot of very specific information, what to go over with students ahead of time, what types of questions students might have on the day of the event, or that you might want to direct them to asking or make sure that you answer while they're at your facility. So it works for either an educator or an industry person giving the tour. It has all the tips and techniques that you might not think about ahead of time to prepare for these, since we've seen a lot of tours through FLATE. And then we also have an Adopt a School program through Florida Makes, the parent company that Daniele mentioned, where a lot of our manufacturers across the state are supporting our schools on a year-round basis with STEM projects And it might be where they provide resources for a specific project at the school, or they might visit a classroom and help teach a lesson with you. They might come talk to you talk to your students that want help putting their resume together, or skills to prepare for interviews. So the Adopt a School program is also there on the landing page, so you can see what might, if you're an industry person, where you might want to connect with educators in your area, and if you're an educator, to see if there's a manufacturer in your area that's looking to work with the school. And I'll turn it back over to Danielle.
Thank you, Teresa. Continue with resources. This is one of my favorites, Made in Florida fact sheet. So if you decide to take your students, if you're an educator, or take your students to a tour, or you're a host, you can help to be extremely efficient your visit or your event using this Made in Florida fact sheet. So it's just a simple single page that you can modify, adapt, depending if you want to be, if you are the host or if you're the educator. You can help to prepare the student to that tour. It will include information about the company, type of products that the company made, and process involved, career opportunities, skills required, potential career paths. I mean, it's just amazing. And again, like if the student goes prepare with an idea of what type of company is going to tour, and what potential jobs or career paths he's going to be able to see or experience or process, the experience will be amazing. You will know that the impact in the students will be 10 times more than if they just go and experience by himself. You will find that in the links that we just provided in the chat, but I'm also dropping the file right now as we speak in our chat box. Next one. And here is the summary. I know it's very short time and a lot of resources, but we have prepared a summary with the list of some of the recommended resources for you that you can take a look, have handy. And if you have any questions, you don't know where to find it, just give us a call, send us an email. We are here to help. These two are actually one flyer back to back with the resources and links, live links that we recommend, and to be used all year around, like we are mentioning in this webinar. Next. Very, very important, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to help us collect data with the post-tour surveys. We have surveys for the students, for teachers, chaperones, and parents, and also for the industry host. This is the only way that we can capture and evaluate and improve our events. And so we invite you all to please take a look at that whenever, if you do a tour, whether it's virtual, face-to-face, or an expo, or just plan to visit the school or take a student somewhere else, please use the survey and let us know how we're doing and how to help. And also, we will be submitting to you the report, and you can see the impact that we have done all together, because this is a teamwork trying to, promote manufacturing careers, STEM careers, and make sure we are guiding the students into the right direction. Next one. And very, very important, like I mentioned before, here are the contacts. We will be posting also here in the chat box. You can contact Teresa or June Wolf. She's with Florida Makes, but Teresa is the one keeping us, all of us, in track with events, and we are tracking that and making a list so everybody knows what is available, where we can go, who to contact, all that. Any of those questions, just refer to Teresa or myself, and we will be typing that in the chat box. And again, I remind you that the recordings of this webinar, as well as the resources, are going to be available in a website. Next one. So this is the time for the questions, and we want to hear from you. What experience do you have in this type of events, or you have any question that we want to, help you with to prepare with your event? Just let us know.